Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and today I wanted to give you my top 10 list for the best hidden gem deals here for the Steam Summer Sale 2021. Now, there's a lot of games that are always going on sale. There's games that are pretty obviously just like amazing deals and they're AAA and cool, awesome. And there's some old games that are always on like 90% off. Some are being given away, I don't know, but these are going to be the hidden gem games that are relatively new, that are at a historic all-time low, and it's like the optimal best time to buy them right now. Recommend all these games. They're all different, lots of different genres, but in the end, you want hidden gem games that you normally maybe didn't know about or wouldn't buy. Now is the time. So yeah, let's get into the run. This is my top 10. Let's have some fun. Alright, so the first game that we have is basically Overcooked if it was about moving out. Yeah, in fact, this is actually coming in a bundle, which is recommended. It's a very good sale, where you can get Moving Out and all the DLCs, or you can get Overcooked 1, Overcooked 2, and Moving Out. But I'm gonna go ahead and recommend it at its 60% off, individual sale price, $10 freaking, and you're gonna get a really awesome, I would say, date game. This is a really good game for maybe if you're playing with family, a girlfriend, significant other, something like that. If you're stuck inside with someone, then I think this game would be cathartic, maybe just a little bit. So a little under the radar compared to Overcooked, but I think still a charming game that you guys are gonna have fun with. If you enjoy local co-op party slash sort of, couch fun games, this is one that you need to add to your roster, and at $10, it's really hard not to, right? Next up, we have Monster Train, which is going to be a strategy roguelike deck building game with a little bit of a twist there, set on a train in hell, actually. So, it is a real-time competitive multiplayer aspect to it as well. Endless replayability, sure. Anyways, this actually has really freaking amazing reviews. I was even considering not putting it on the list. I know it's indie and everything, but like a lot of people really like this game. Kind of came out of nowhere last year, but yeah, this whole genre has really been blowing up, and I think that's, yeah, you know what? Now's the time. A bunch of these games, maybe it might be too expensive. It might be seemingly too niche. No, at 50% off for like $13 if you round up. Yeah, it's time to buy Monster Train. It might be time to get onto the hype train of this deck building, RPG sort of experience. Next, we've got Cly Entertainment's Hot Lava. And before we go and rant too much about Hot Lava, you should actually know that fully recommend, if you don't have any Cly games, or maybe just a few of them, get the full bundle. You can buy all of their games, Don't Starve Together, Ninja, well, obviously Hot Lava, everything for like so cheap, so freaking cheap. It's like 82% off or something. I don't know, I can only see for my price, but it's a little bit different because I already own some things. 55% off, I think? Yeah. Anyways, Hot Lava is 60% off individually for $8, okay? And basically, you're going to be able to jump into what is now kind of a trend of like first-person parkour style games, and very clearly, it's obvious what this game is. Hot Lava, don't touch the floor, parkour, first person, neat. Again, a lot of other cool games out there that I've been playing, been showing off, like Shady Night, stuff like that. Hope you guys have been enjoying that, but Cly Entertainment has their own twist on this one as well. Parkour, dudes, but yeah, again, Cly Entertainment, all their games are great. They're all on sale, so any one of them could make the list, but Hot Lava is here because it's newer, it's newish, and it's also a part of like an emergent genre, and it's just one that's a little under the radar for Cly. Okay, so moving through, we have Ion Fury, which is a game that actually is pretty, I think, famed for people who enjoy the genre here, which is going to be this sort of, I think you can call it a boomer shooter, or like a doomer shooter, or it's like basically a retro-styled FPS. They're very fast-paced, they're very explosive, they're very arcade, they're really freaking ridiculous, and just super action movie heavy, but obviously the aesthetic it looks retro, and kind of feels retro, and yet it is kind of like a love letter. Some people would even say master class of this style of game. Now there's a bunch of other games that are even on sale, actually, like a Medieval on sale as well, that are in the same genre, in the same vein. Sure, go ahead and play those, but the one I'm going to champion here is Ion Fury, which is actually so much more popular than the developer was actually really thinking it would be, and a lot of people are just having so much fun with this whole genre, so I'm going to talk about Ion Fury just a little bit. It's good. Okay, so that's it. Done. Okay, anyways, a lot of other ones, if you want to shout them out, put them in the comments down below, but also 60% off for this game. It is 60% off, so it's only $10. I know it looks retro, maybe you haven't played an FPS in a while, shut up, it's only $10, and actually a whole bunch of these games in this genre are also on sale, but this is the one that I'll champion. And next up, we've got a tactical shooter, Due Process. And I know people are either playing Rainbow Six or Valorant, and that's pretty much the only gimmick or caveat when it comes to the recommendation for this game. It is early access, so being 60% off, it's only $10 right now, is freaking amazing and quite outstanding, but they do need players because a lot of them have been hemorrhaged or just stuck inside of Counter-Strike. But the really interesting thing here is that the maps are procedurally generated, so you don't have that just hard-coded memorization that you do have in like established games like Counter-Strike or really sporty popular titles like Valorant. This is like every single map, it's going to be a little bit different. You need to strategize and tacticized, it's a tactics game, whatever, with your team in real time, the execution of the plan, how it all goes awry and gets all messed up. It's pretty interesting. So I do like that concept. I actually really appreciate the sort of low poly, almost PlayStation era graphics as well. So if you really wanted like a very unique experience, but it's still like tactical and stuff like that, Due Process is very interesting. Just once again, for a competitive shooter, a little bit lower when it comes to the player base, but over time I think it actually will grow a little bit, especially as we hit release. And right now with this amazing sale and maybe with this recommendation, we'll get some players in too. Yeah, now that we're definitely halfway through the list, Darq, the complete edition. This is a game that I've seen quite a few times on sale, but now we have a record low 80% off. Oh my god, $4. Now I don't know if you can call this like a limbo-like, but obviously it's kind of reaching for that evocative, emotive sort of kind of player base or demographic where it's like it's dark and it's mysterious. It's kind of a platform, but it's like a puzzle game. You know what I'm saying? So this one definitely is its own interesting, very short style title that I don't think a lot of people would pay $20 for. Even like, you know, award-winning games like Limbo, don't think you would pay $20 for, but in the end now $4 for just a quick, almost like very artistic sort of like style game. If you like emo stuff, Nightmare Before Christmas, you shop at Hot Topic, I don't know, then maybe this is the cutesy kind of game for you. Really well done, very high rewards. Again, just $4 freaking dollars. And this version does come with all the DLC, so this is the complete edition. Keep that in mind. Next at number 4 here, we have Indivisible, which is actually coming from the creators of Skullgirls, which you might be able to tell from the art style because this game is hand-drawn. Now, I actually played the demo, and I thought it was very interesting. The concept basically is it's a platformer, but then, like, it's also an RPG. So I'm not going to be like, it's Mario RPG, the second coming of that game. No, it's really its own thing, but it's really cute. Now, there's a ton of these interesting Western JRPGs, if that makes sense, that I'm very excited to play, but Indivisible was the first one that I actually did get to touch and play. So this actually released last year, and it's freaking 75% off right now already. So for $10, you can get this game. Now, not a title for everyone. I think a lot of people just stick to their Japanese JRPGs, but I'm telling you, this new surge of like this Western conceptualization or reimagining of the genres, especially like with this one, how it has like the platforming elements and it's, you know, indivisible concepts, then yeah, I think that, you know, it's worth it for this kind of amazing sale. And let's be honest, a lot of people play these kind of games for the art and for the interesting, unique world building, and that I feel like that's really the gimmick here with this game. Okay, number 3, we have Remnant from the Ashes. Now, this is a game that I think a lot of people were weary of because we were coming from an age of like Anthem and a bunch of other looter shooters, and like, was Destiny good? Is it bad? I don't know. Warframe is kind of getting a little grindy. Yeah, so a lot of people were just either stuck in their own games or just really burned out of the genre. But actually, Remnant from the Ashes has held up consistently. People have really enjoyed it, and overall, it just kind of knew what it was just a little bit. And over time, I think it's actually gotten better. So reviews are really mostly positive. Everyone's having a good time with it, and even if you wouldn't normally have bought it previously, even now at full price, well, it's 60% off. 60% off for a decent action RPG looter shooter. $16. $16, and you're gonna have a completely solid cooperative time. Well, I don't know how to really describe it, other like Diablo meets like Gears of War, maybe. So, anyways, it's just a silly, goofy, dark kind of game. You know, it knows what it is. You know what it is. You jump in, you shoot, you get some loot. It's cool, right? And that's saying a lot because the rest of this genre has kind of been garbage, or it's just been the same old, same old. So I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of refreshing to play this B-style game, and now finally at a B-style price at $16. Okay, number 2 here, I have Iron Harvest. Iron Harvest is actually set in a world that's inspired by Scythe, the board game, so that's neat. Anyways, apparently it is like, it does have a multiplayer setting, there is cooperation, but basically the world is set in like this alternate reality sort of, I think it's like steampunk or diesel punk aesthetic 1920s, which, yeah, hey, whatever, it's RTS, steampunk kind of whatever. Some people like to correct it as diesel punk, whatever, shut up. Anyways, so this game is an RTS, and it's very slow paced, and it's not as grand in concept as maybe like Company of Heroes or like, I don't know, Age of Empires, something like that. And it's not as esporty as StarCraft, but then again, nothing really is at the moment. Iron Harvest sits in that sort of fringe niche of like, hey, we're doing an RTS, we're doing our own thing with our own art style. It's a really unique game, but then, a lot of people just haven't really given it's the attention that maybe it has actually deserved, especially from being inspired by Scythe, which is just like a really known and popular board game that I think is just, oh my god, the art. Anyways, so the concept is really cool, world building, I'm game for it. So Iron Harvest, 75% off. If you would normally not buy this game at $50, which I totally understand, guys. I played it, I get it, it's interesting, but $50, I don't know, RTSs are a little fringe. Well, for $13, I don't know, I think it's worth taking the dive. Once again though, diesel punk, steampunk RTS. Okay, so if you like slower type of games, this might be for you. And finally, the game that I want to recommend probably the most with like the biggest sale is going to be GreedFall, which had really fantastic reviews, so many so that I almost didn't include it on the list as well because it's just kind of known, but GreedFall was like published as a B game. Everyone knew it was like, okay, this is the B action RPG sort of thing, cool, but it actually lived up to expectations. And normally, I think nowadays, we're just like, it's gonna fail. Everything's gonna fail, it's gonna be underwhelming. But no, actually, developer Spiders did pretty good. I think for each game that they've made, it's just been better and better. And yeah, no, I'm excited to see their next game. And GreedFall, actually, well, I don't know, yeah, a lot of people really enjoyed it. So anyways, this is gonna be 70% off. So no, you don't gotta pay $50 or anything like that. No, it's gonna be $15. Not $50, $15, and you get a really interesting world setting, not one that we see too much, like the whole colonial aspect as well, and then some interesting action RPG gimmicks here. It's not a looter shooter exactly, it's not Diablo, it really is its own kind of kept concept of action RPG. Very Western too, which is pretty cool. So yeah, GreedFall. I want to see a lot more games like this. That would be freaking awesome. But in the end, this is definitely probably like a B+ game. It's not triple A. It's not a huge sweeping epic game at any case, but $15. You're gonna have a fun weekend for sure. And I think unlike most RPGs, this one actually probably can be recommended to a larger demographic. So yep, I'm recommending it. There it is. And that's it, guys, for my best hidden gem deals on Steam Summer Sale for 2021. I also just kind of want to shout out my service. If you need help publishing your games, putting it on Steam, making a trailer, or especially designing and developing a website, I actually provide those services. So please and thank you. Email me at skylentshore@gmail.com, and then we'll try to get your game up and running. Let's develop a virtual community. But for those who are here just to see the games and hang out, well, hi, hello, and I hope you guys actually stay tuned for more, so subscribe and keep that hype alive. All right, friends, spend safely. Have a good summer sale, and I'll see you again next time.